अच्छा। ओहो, तो कोई बात नहीं। वो अभी लाइक उनको ना मैं अभी ऐड करता हूँ, किसी को आना है तो आ जाएं। मासी जी हैं मेरे, उनको हर कमल आ जाएं जी। चलो बताओ, अब दिखाओ मुझे ज़रा। ओके।
रील हटाओ, रील हटाइयो।
सो दैट्स हाउ एक्चुअली। जरा दिखाओ जो जहाँ टंके लगा रहे हो सुई के साथ। So yeah, that's actually around the neck. This is a top. This is it can be worn with jeans, or like I guess whatever it is that you want to wear, to pair it up with palazzo or leggings. And yeah, so this is all like handmade cotton, a hand loomed, hand woven. The thread is actually made by hand, and then it's woven with hands, not in machines. Machines haven't touched. It's the organic dyed, in the color of your choice. And then you can actually select a motif, so अभी जो ठीक है, थोड़ा और लेके जाओ पास में. Just like he does it single stitch at a time. So it's actually, this is not, machine actually has not touched this the top at all. This garment is totally, it's green, sustainable fashion really, because, and it's giving, actually keeping this, like the skills are, these artisans actually are heredity, right? It's passed on through from the father to the son, or from mother to daughter, I guess. And or father to daughter, I don't want to be sexist. But yeah, this is actually, see, like, I mean, it's one, but it's not, they don't really earn that much, like, I mean, but I actually make sure that I'm giving them, a fair, like, I mean, reason, like, I mean, I tell them, like, whichever, like, your charges should be, like, whatever, like, makes you work, happily. And all your basic needs are met, plus any extras. Just as I mean, it's a co-op. Design itself, actually, if you buy the clothes, that are actually handmade, like to your specifications. And I mean, this is a service. What I have is a workshop, where, like, I actually have people that can make everything, your finished garment, including stitching it made to measurements, bespoke. And this is actually any designer who wants to, who has any, I guess, design any clothes, but wants them to be actually actualized, and he can get the orders, and we can actually make them. I have this team, and then I have a team in Calcutta that do size 0 embroidery. Different types of embroidery styles there. It all depends on your choice, and I can suggest some. And so, like, the pricing is, whatever the cost it costs, multiplied by 2. That is MSRP, maximum suggested. And this is we don't. It's a fixed pricing. And so this one, actually, the top, just to give you an idea, would and I'm calculating in my mind right now. So this is like it takes 2.5 meters of, like, cotton, and it's handmade, hand woven. So I would actually put that the pricing for that around 500 rupees, let's say, per meter. That makes it 1,000 rupees. My mathematics. I was good in actually maths. Well, I was good in when I after I, like, passed matriculation. But yes, but 2.5 multiplied by 5, 1250 is it? Is it 2.5 multiplied by 5 plus, yeah, 1250. So 1250 is what rupees it costs, and I'll actually convert in dollars too. But we might need a calculator for that. So 1250, and for this labor, actually, I'm going to give. I can tell you just by a matter of estimate, it will be around 2,000 rupees. All right, for the embroidery. That's a cost. Plus any for the hand dye, that's another process. That we don't actually allow any toxins, or chemicals to be used, and to be actually, so there, these are actually the zero carbon footprint garments. And you are actually, when you buy them, you're not, they're not made in a sweatshop, let me tell you, with under like poor like working conditions. These are not part of the fashion industry that actually is destroying the planet. A second largest producer of all these like the environment, eco, killing actually, like fashion and textile industry. That is the higher producer of like the largest amount of environmental pollution actually in landfill, and like what I'm pointing towards. Sorry, I just had a long day, and I just had some good news that there's a criminal charge in India. Thankfully, the police actually has, heard my plea to please that there's no basis. And yeah, it's a female fashion designer. What can I say? My design institute that I've done my diploma, degree, whatever from, it's a total fake. But it's okay. Like, I am not the one that's designing anything, so we don't have to be, we don't have to worry. So this is थोड़ा दूर से दिखाओ नासिर. हाँ, इसको थोड़ा सीधा करो, इसको अपने कैमरे को ना टेढ़ा दूसरी तरफ से करो इसको, जैसे जो गला अभी नीचे है, इनको उल्टा करो जरा, घुमाओ फोन को. हाँ, ऐसे घुमाओ. हाँ, फोन को घुमा लो ना, या हाथ को घुमा लो. ये टेढ़ा है, अभी देखो अपने फोन पे, देखो टेढ़ा है ना, इसको सीधा करो, घुमाओ और तिरछा है, इसको फोन को घुमाओ, दूसरी तरफ घुमाओ. और हाँ, थोड़ा ज्यादा घुमा दिया. अपने फोन पे देखो ना, इसको सीधा करो, इसको सीधा. हाँ, आप देखो ये. हाँ, अब आया ठीक है. हाँ, सो दैट्स वे इट्स लाइक थोड़ी लाइट, अच्छा लाइट का यहाँ पर ना. But what they do is actually, they take actually certain motif, which I have OCAT student. She's actually doing some this motif designs, and then like we get inspired from the internet too for now. But these are actually your own. We are not actually like literally copying and pasting. They make the trace, and after that with the chalk they trace it on the handmade, hand-woven, hand-loomed cloth, hand-dyed cloth. So there's a lot of hands in there that have gone in the making of your garment. It's been each of these garments actually has a name. We give it a name. Because it's actually a singular piece. It's going to be like whatever this top is, like whoever wears it, there won't be, this is actually going to be custom made, for that person. And there will not be like, any, what can you say, like, it's not generic in any way. There is not 10 of a kind, it's just one of a kind. And so the pricing, as I was saying, so altogether 2,000 plus 3,000, it was 1,250 plus 2,000, right? 3,000. So let's say 3,500, rupees for the cost. So 3,500 rupees would be, let's, maybe like one Indian rupee, $1 Canadian is 55 rupees, right? So approximately, from what I think the exchange rate is around that. Let's say it's 50. And let me actually even like make it, like if I have to actually add, tailoring to it, and that would be another, 1,000. So, or, sometimes I guess the cost would be 500. Yes. So 500. So that's 4,000. So 4,000 divided by 50, 40 divided by 5, 5, 10, 5 8. So 80. So it's $80. Yes, is it $80? Yeah, so it will be around Yeah, it's actually like, because of the embroidery, it's a lot of it, because then they do it by hand. So it is actually like, but not really. Actually, what do you think of the price point of $160? For this actual handmade. I'm using actually the real stuff, because what you can also have is like, this handloom stuff, but the thread is actually made in the machine. And it's been woven by hand, so it looks actually it's handloom, but it's not really handloomed cloth, and that is not really like, be made by an artisan. This is actually, each garment is actually a piece of art. That's what it is. अच्छा नासिर, कोई और पढ़े हैं जो हमारे बने हुए हैं जरा?
आप बने हुए कमरे में है सारे पीस भाई जी।
अच्छा चलो उनको बाद में देखेंगे। यहाँ पर तो कोई, अच्छा ये दिखाओ दूसरे मंजे पे क्या लगा है। ये दीज आर एक्चुअली द ट्यूब। थोड़ा दूर से दिखाओ कैसे ये मंजे पे जो लगा है ना, दूर से दिखाओ। दिस इज हाउ दे, इसको थोड़ा दूर से दिखाओ। हाँ अच्छा, हाँ ठीक है। ये अच्छा ये है, यहाँ पर सिर्फ अपने चौक के निशान लगाए हैं ना ये। सो दिस इज डिफरेंट पैटर्न।
ये जो कला है अपना, ये बूटियां हैं ये वाली।
अच्छा ये थोड़ा ना कैमरे को देखो, लाइट चमक रही है, कुछ दिख नहीं रहा है। So there is so they have to put it in like almost like this is a bed, that हाँ थोड़ा दूर से दिखाओ। हाँ, see like, and they have to like साइड पे दिखाओ कैसे लगा हुआ है, खिंचा कैसे हुआ है, साइड पे कैसे लगा है, इसको कैसे लगाया है। मंजे की साइड पे दिखाओ ना। हाँ, it's actually stretched, like flat, and then actually and the needle is actually goes and that's how it's really done. Painstakingly, the machine does it easy. It's just like even if it's embroidery or like a pattern, or like paint. We also do hand painting. We have hand painters, that actually can paint the same kind of bouquet, like our floral motifs, for you. To make actually, I haven't actually, I just started actually my hand painting collection, but the hand embroidery is there, and then I have a hand tie and dye collection. That's another one. So we can tie and dye, on chiffon, yeah. And the clothes actually, it's either cotton or you can actually get them in silk. It will be like, the pricing will be a little bit like higher, like maybe another like $20, $40, $200 for silk. That is hand, natural silk. There is no machine again has touched that, from the silk, worm, is it? What are they called? they taught us in the degree, my master's of fashion design that I started. The silk, is it the silkworm? It sounds odd. Yeah, but I actually don't worry about details. This is ठीक है, okay, ठीक है, चलो ठीक है, thank you. Yeah, so they have like two, like separate arrangements, like okay, bye bye. So yeah, that is actually my those are the artisans. That's just in Chandigarh, Mohali area, that that I found some good guys, and to actually work with, and they're just self-managed. They're managing, and I have an intern, from the same design school that actually. She's handling most of like I guess there's a lot of things that needs to be done when you are having any kind of business, whether it's like small, and it's like it just helps you to have good people, good partners, to actually work with. And I really think of these artists, these actually as my real, they are business, they're working for themselves. Let's put it this way, they're not working for me, because I'm anti-corporate, and I like I like the idea of cooperatives, because that is always what I've, really my thinking, or like, I don't know, like left or right, what it is. But I'm definitely anti-corporate, and, pro-Occupy, even though like Occupy just ended up becoming, a corporation in itself. With corporate contacts, holding the positions of like, PR in public relations, the PR. Occupy Toronto PR was Mr. John Claude Paquette, who actually I mentioned that he's doing a corporate deal with Donald Trump Productions, Miss Universe. And I started actually making some noise, on social media. He filed a criminal harassment charge against me for calling him a liar, cheat, sissy, faggot. And I also had actually written a text that I will drag you out naked on the streets of social media. But that, like, he actually, turns out that he has, 1 second. हाँ बोलो बोलो.
हाँ भाई जी, मैं कह रहा हूँ आप मैसेज छोड़ दियो उनके, जो आप बता रहे थे उनके पास आप मैसेज छोड़ दो, ठीक है?
हाँ ठीक है.
हाँ, ये मुझे को छोड़ना पड़ेगा, आप छोड़ दो तो
कौन सा?
सही है, ठीक है?
ठीक है, तो आप छोड़ो मैसेज, मुझे नहीं याद, आप छोड़ो मैसेज, कोई बात नहीं.
चलो मैं छोड़ दे रहा हूँ, ठीक है.
So yeah, and where was I? Corporation and anti-corporate, and so yeah, and he actually, like, he turns out that he actually is is he likes men. I had no idea, and I'm going to repeat that. I had no idea that he liked men, women, animals, dogs, cats. Animal welfare might, activists might actually like hear about those, but I actually didn't know, and I really don't care, like, what he does in the four walls of his bedroom, inside or outside. But yes, and he also has, like, the fact that he's a PR contact, to his advantage. He influenced the police to actually, go ahead and actually pursue this nonsensical charge that, I don't know, he must be at least 50, if not 60. It's actually, like, he's threatened for his life. Because actually I called him, I was actually, like, saying, texting, and then, one text I sent, which, was, "You're a liar, cheat, sissy, faggot." And the word faggot I use, in the connotation, like, of today's era, which is an idiot. You can either reclaim words, or you can actually, think of yourself as faggot, circa like 2012, July 2012 onwards, you have reclaimed that, Mr. John Claude Paquette. In fact, you have claimed the whole, like, the liar, cheat, sissy, faggot, the other three words as well, because you are a sissy, aren't you? And you're a liar. That you were actually threatened for your life? Were you? Really? Now go file another criminal harassment charge. And I'm actually right here. Waiting. Because, like, I'm dragging you out, I will. Because, where are you going to hide? This is actually the age of social media. You think actually, like, that time I could not make noise. Why did I actually, like, oh no, this is like, have you seen the tweets? Has anybody, like, from, from my own, criminal defense lawyers, that time, to all the way to the Gordon General, like, and she was actually, like, a black woman that time, did not actually pay any attention to my tweets. If you are actually having an official Twitter handle, or you're having, an official, like, Facebook, whatever it is, any information that's been sent to you, that has been, like, stamped official, and it cannot be erased. Whether, Twitter or LinkedIn, any of these, like, IT companies in the Silicon Valley, they can try actually erasing content. But I have, like, I have backups. I used to work for Symantec, the leader at that time, and data backup and recovery, and data security, in the global product marketing and strategy team. And I own this Vantage LinkedIn alumni group. And I have actually left trails there. Those trails include, the one that actually sent to Mr. Mark Zuckerman just before Facebook became, when I IPO, when I was still a private company. I sent him a LinkedIn message. LinkedIn, where is it? Where did that message go? So I have questions for Google. What's happening with YouTube? It's taking off, videos. That actually, first I thought the system actually had, somehow, or somebody actually might have actually flagged it. And the system, or your robot actually, that is doing whatever the heuristical, analysis and so on. Whatever. I'm sure you don't have, a customer service rep sitting there, looking through videos. Somebody has to flag, video for you to notice it. Or there must be some kind of computerized way of finding some certain words I mentioned that it needs to be, it's the flag goes red. But actually I had put in an appeal. Who was it that actually heard that appeal? Was it a computer or was it somebody human? Because any human being actually who watches a video, it might be actually in Punjabi. Parts of it, but or most of it. But I'm sure there's enough Indians, crawling in all places, in every little town, in North America. Forget T dot, or any in a bigger city that you can find, and they can actually probably Google has many Indians, doesn't it? So let me actually send it to I start sending it the same video through Twitter to every Indian in Google. And ask him to actually provide me an explanation that who is actually hitting the appeals at Google. Does it think that it actually owns everything now? And nobody can ask us any questions and it will actually get away with it? No. You're going to have to actually, help me get back. First of all, my call with the public health nurse that happened, because certainly it can't disappear from my Google account. It was actually given, that data was given to you, and you have actually obligation to actually get me my data back. Otherwise, Otherwise I'm going to approach EEOC, file another claim for discriminating based on my ethnicity, country of origin, and the race. Well, I could do that. Or I could just instead of going through the whole, the labor of convincing EEOC, the watchdog with no teeth, to actually, to bark your way, his bark is worse than his bite, and go through the whole process, that I did for Symantec, to nail them down. I can do that too. Or I can just speak, express my opinions publicly. For everybody to hear and spread, if they feel there's some kind of truth in what I have to say, that all social media networks are actually corporate. They don't actually encourage any human contact with each other, so that little people cannot actually band together and kind of discuss their common issues. Any of my content, that actually gets blocked, believe it. Whoever that the service provider is, they're blocking a content or access, restricting services for somebody with special needs. So these are my lifelines, and I will not tolerate anybody actually, trying to take away the air, or the channel, for me to breathe. So kindly, my accounts, you can actually flag them, but flag them in a way that they're actually given a little bit priority, and not whoever the customer service reps are at Zendesk, or whichever other vendor they're outsourced to. They are actually obligated to actually not just nod off on their jobs. Actually, Zendesk is good, because I will actually copy. In a tweet, I hope Zendesk actually listens, and uh, and tries to actually, because I know, like, I mean, most of the support is actually, I've actually noticed Zendesk is doing quite well, but doing well doesn't mean, just, um, what can I say? I mean, you know what? If you become too, what's the word for that? Sorry, I can't think of the word. If you're too complacent, then somebody else will come and steal your customers away from you. So you need to actually always be careful. It's a very, because I mean, I actually have good experience with using this. So actually, you should actually be. I'm going to actually copy the sport wearers of sport handled with the footwear accounts for Facebook, whatever I can find, and see like somehow that one of the reps of Zendesk. Like I mean, would be watching this video, because I'll flag it or will get flagged somehow, and you will actually pass on the message to your like whoever it is that you actually report into, and escalate it, please. This is actually something that if you want to deal with me or like actually be answerable, because I will demand an answer, when actually I'm sending a query. And if it's actually like a good company that's actually that's running the show, and you're a person working for the company, your management actually would like to like probably like you would for me you will get an excellent what is the recommendation that you actually listened and you did the right thing. Because I mean this is above your pay grade, so kindly escalate it. That is let your manager actually deal with me. So, well, thank you all. Thanks for watching.